Hi everyone, today we are going to discuss Social Science Model Paper 2. We are going to discuss with it answers. You can see here questions. So tick marks you can see. These questions are very important for your exam. So please stay with me until the end. Don't skip any part of this video. These tick questions are very important, so please don't miss. I'm saying again and again. So let's start. Section 1. You have to answer 12 questions. Each question carries 1 mark. 12 marks you're going to get from section 1. First question. Metals recyclable. Fossil fuels non recyclable. Second question. Who wrote the book Small is Beautiful? Answer E.F. Schumacher. Third question. From which raw material aluminum is extracted? Answer bauxite. Fourth question. Find out the mismatched pair from the following. Answer Andrus Rebman, journalist, not historian. Fifth question. Who was the founder of Young Italy? Answer Giuseppe Mazzini. Sixth question. Arrange the following in the correct chronological order. 2413. You can see here. Potato famine in Ireland, Rinderpest or cattle plague in Africa, the First World War, the Great Depression. Seventh question. What is the coalition government? Answer. A coalition government is formed when multiple political parties come together to govern because no single party has a majority. Means single party does not have majority, multiple parties have majority. Eighth question. Which of the following countries is an example for holding together federation? Answer India. Ninth question. Define a multi party system. Answer a political system where multiple parties compete for influence and power. Power and influence. Tenth question. A good way to measure the quality of life in countries across the world is comparing by HDI, Human Development Index. 11th question. Show on bar graph. Chinese toys 70%, other toys 30%. X axis, Y axis. So, see here on X axis you have to draw 70%. Chinese toys, other toys 30%. You can keep your toys heading also. For X axis you can give name and here you can give percentage. But no need, you can draw like this also. Okay. 12th question. Arrange the following countries from east to west according to their location. India, USA, Japan, Egypt. You have to arrange these countries from east to west direction. Answer Japan, India, Egypt, USA. So we completed section 1. Now we are moving to section 2. 8 questions you have to answer. Each question carries 2 marks. You have to answer all the questions. Total marks you are going to get 16 marks from section 2. So these big questions are very important. So please read. 13th question. Define and give an example for a mineral based industry. You have to define mineral based industry and you have to give examples. First write mineral based industry and then you write these sentences. A mineral based industry is an industry that involves manufacturing of products using minerals. Manufacturing of products using minerals or metals as raw materials. Examples iron and steel industry, cement industry, and aluminum smelting industry. 14th question. Observe the given map and answer the following questions. Please observe this given map. Okay, you can see here also. Think this is visible to you clearly. So observe the given map. Now we are going to answer. First question. Where is Indira Gandhi International Airport located? Answer. New Delhi. Second question. Which international airport is located in Kolkata? Answer. Subhash Chandra Bose International Airport. Next. 15th question. This is also important. So please mark it also. Explain the importance of silk routes. Chinese pottery, Chinese pottery, textiles, and species from India and Southeast Asia traveled along the Silk routes. Precious metals such as gold and silver flowed from Europe to Asia. 16th question. Explain the effects of the Great Depression of 1929 on the Indian economy. You have to write effects of the Great Depression of 1929. You can see here exports and imports are reduced, unemployment has increased, economic hardships, even in agriculture also you can see the effects. Now see, the Great Depression of 1929 severely impacted the Indian economy by causing a significant decline, means reduced in exports and imports, leading to widespread unemployment and economic hardships. Agricultural prices declined, affecting farmers' incomes and worsening poverty across the country. 17th question. Give examples for central list and state list. Central list defense, banking, communications. State list police, agriculture. 18th question. Mention any two constitutional provisions that make India a secular state. So this question we have discussed in model 1 also, model paper 1. So I'm just going with the 19th question. So 19th question also repeated, but this is also important. What is the impact of globalization on India? Globalization has benefited rich consumers. New jobs are created. Certain services enabled with technology have expanded. Question 20. You have to write two slogans on consumer rights. In model paper 1 also we have seen this. So write two slogans on consumer rights. First point means first slogan, spices or rice. Know the price. Consumer awareness is nice. In gadgets, we trust but be robust. Consumer awareness is a must. We completed section 2. Now we are moving with section 3. 8 questions you have to answer. Answer all the questions. Okay. Each question carries 4 marks. Total 32 marks you are going to get from section 3. 21. Question 21. Write a note on good practice towards conservation of forest and wildlife. Setting up of national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. You have to set up national parks and wildlife sanctuaries. Hunting or cutting of forests should be restricted in these areas in order to protect rare endangered species. Projects like Project Tiger, Project Rhino, etc. are to be launched. community involvement be encouraged. So, what are the good practices towards conservation of forest and wildlife? National parks and wildlife sanctuaries should set up. Cutting of forests or hunting should be restricted in these areas. New projects should be launched like Project Tiger, Project Rhino. Last point, community involvement be encouraged. Question 22. Why do you think that solar energy has a bright future in India? This is also very important. So please read this question. First point, India is a tropical country and it has enormous possibilities of trapping solar energy. Photovoltaic technology can convert sunlight directly into electricity. Converting sunlight directly into electricity through photovoltaic technology, making it a cost effective and efficient way to generate electricity. Third point, solar energy is fast becoming popular in rural and remote areas of India. Big solar power plants are being established in different parts of India to minimize the dependence of rural households on firewood and dung cakes, which in turn contributes to environment conservation and adequate supply of manure in agriculture. Solar energy has the potential to reduce India's dependency on fossil fuels. Question 23. Observe the following given map and answer the following questions. So, observe this map. Observe this map. First question, who was the architect of uni- unification of Germany? Otto von Bismarck. Second question, write two names of seas you have observed in the map. Answer, North Sea, Baltic Sea. North Sea, Baltic Sea. Third question, write the name of the empire which is on the south of the map. Austrian Empire. Fourth question, who was the first emperor of the German Empire? Wilhelm, Wilhelm, sorry, Wilhelm I. Wilhelm I. Question 24. How did East India Company procure regular supply of cotton and silk textiles from Indian weavers? First question, first point. East India Company established direct control over the cotton and silk textile industries by eliminating intermediators like traders and brokers. Means by eliminating the intermediators like traders and brokers, direct establishment control over the cotton and textile industries. Second point, they implemented a system of advances providing loans to viewers to purchase raw materials needed for production. So, what are the needed things? Um, like by providing loans to the viewers, purchase raw materials needed for production. This has been implemented in a system. The company placed specific orders based on demand, ensuring a steady supply of textiles. By fostering relationships with viewers and offering them financial support, the company secured regular supplies of high quality fabrics. Question 25. Analyze the graph. We have to analyze this graph. So, this is pie chart. This pie chart is about population of different religious communities in India. 2011. Answer. The above pie chart depicts the proportion of five major religious communities in India's population in 2011. Five major religious communities in India. In India's population, Hindu is the major religion that people follow in India. You can see percentage 79.8. Sikhs have the population of 1.7%. Other communities have total population 2%. Question 26. Appreciate democratic government is better than all other forms of government's right. Democracy is better form of government when compared to a non-democratic form of government because democratic regime is a legitimate government and it is much better than a dictatorship. Democratic government provides equal rights to all members of a nation. Transparent government is the people's government. Democratic government is people's government. So, democratic government improves the quality of decision making. Question 27. Why do we use averages? Are there any limitations to their use? Illustrate with your own examples related to government. Point number 1. We use averages for comparison between two countries, two persons, or any two or more things. So, mm, limitations to the use of averages. These are the limitations. Averages do not tell us about similarities or the differences between countries or two persons or things. One aspect, income, size, etc. In case of country, marks or participation in sports activities, etc. In case of student, can be compared. Last point, all aspects or achievements are not compared. Question 28. Explain the consumers are exploited. So please see these side headings. The sale of adulterated goods, use of false weights and measures, lack of awareness, lack of consumer right awareness. Lack of consumer rights awareness. These are the side headings you have to mention for this question. So now see what is meant by the sale of adulterated goods. Adulterating means the addition of inferior or harmful substances to the product being sold. Use of false weights and measures. This leads to losses. The goods sold in the market are sometimes not measured correctly. Means weight is not measured properly. Lack of awareness. Many consumers lack information about the products and brands, which can lead them to compromise on quality. Compromise on quality. Lack of consumer rights awareness. Limited awareness of consumer rights among buyers makes them susceptible to exploitation. Section 3 completed. Now we are moving to section 4. 5 questions you have to answer. 8 marks. Each question carries 8 marks. You have to answer all the questions. Each question carries 8 marks and section 4 consists of 40 marks. In question number 33, Both A and B, India map and old map, should be answered separately. Question 29A. Explain how becomes a renewable resource. Explain how water becomes a renewable resource. Renewable resource. So see, water becomes a renewable resource through the natural water cycle, which includes processes like evaporation, condensation, and precipitation. When the sun heats, sorry, when the sun heats, when the sun heats water in rivers, lakes, and oceans, it evaporates into the atmosphere as water vapor. This vapor cools and condenses to form clouds, which eventually release the water back to the surface as precipitation. That is only rain or snow. This cycle replenishes fresh water supplies, making water available for ecosystems, agriculture, and human use. Non renewable when it is extracted faster than it can be naturally replenished, particularly in arid regions or during periods of drought. Effective water management practices such as building reservoirs and implementing sustainable usage policies help maintain the balance of a water resource. Additional conservation effects and innovative technologies like rainwater harvesting can enhance the sustainability of water by maintaining the health of watersheds and ensuring clean water infrastructure. B. Explain the importance of agriculture in India. You have to explain the importance of agriculture. In which country? In India. Agriculture is crucial to Indian economy, employing over 50% of the workforce. It contributes approximately 20% to the country's GDP. The sector provides food security for the growing population. Agriculture also supports rural livelihoods, helping to reduce poverty in these areas. Additionally, it plays a vital role in the export market with various agricultural products generating revenue for the country. The sector is closely linked to the other industries such as textiles and food processing, creating further economic opportunities. Sustainable agricultural practices are essential for environmental conservation and maintaining biodiversity. Last point. Overall, agriculture is fundamental to India's sociability, social stability. Overall, agriculture is fundamental to India's social stability, economic growth, and overall development. Question number 30. You have to read this paragraph and you have to comment on it. So please read this paragraph. The text reflects the passionate revolutionary spirit of Indian nationalists during the struggle against British colonial rule. The cause of freedom and social change means the commitment of youth to the cause of freedom and social change. To know we have seen the introduction. Now for this question we are going to explanation. We are going to see the explanation. The Hindustan Socialist Republican Army HSRA founded in 1928 aimed to challenge British authority through direct action. Leaders like Bhagat Singh believed that non-violent methods were insufficient for achieving independence. Their actions included bombings and assassination attempts targeting British officials to inspire a border revolutionary movement. Analysis. Bhagat Singh's quote highlights his belief in revolution as a fundamental right and underscores the importance of the working class in societal progress, offering to the cause of revolution, illustrating their dedication and willingness to fight for freedom. By rejecting the glorification of violence, Singh sought to evaluate the struggle to a moral and ideological level. Conclusion. The text summarizes the intense passion and urgency of Indian independence movement during 1920s. It serves as a reminder of the sacrifices made by young revolutionaries like Bhagat Singh in their pursuit of liberty and social justice. So, introduction 2 points, explanation 3 points, analysis 4 points, okay, 3 points, conclusion 2 points. You have to learn these side headings. If you have given these paragraphs, you have to write like this, okay? Or internal choice is there, okay? You can see here. Print culture would bring enlightenment. Do you agree? Justify your opinion. Print culture has played a significant role in spreading knowledge and ideas. The introduction of the printing press, information became more accessible to a wider audience. It allowed for the circulation of Enlightenment ideas, promoting critical thinking and questioning of traditional authority. Printed materials such as books and pamphlets facilitated discussions on science, philosophy, and politics. Next, fifth point. As people engaged with these texts, they began they began to challenge outdated beliefs and norms. Print culture also helped to unify movements for social change by spreading revolutionary ideas. However, it is essential to recognize the print culture alone cannot guarantee enlightenment. It must be accompanied by education and critical analysis. So, education and critical analysis is also important to enlighten, not only print culture. Overall, I believe that print culture significantly contributes to enlightenment by fostering, fostering informed dialogue and encouraging Intellectual growth. Question 31. A. Analyze the table. You have to analyze this table and you have to write some information. I think this is easy for you. Or B. Analyze the given graph. You have to analyze this graph and you have to write. In model paper 1 we have seen. So I'm just scrolling it. You can learn this. Okay. Question number 30. A. State one prudential reason and one moral reason for power sharing with an example of each of these. Prudential reason: power sharing helps in reducing the conflict between various social groups and it is necessary for maintaining social harmony. These example: in India, seats are reserved for the weaker sections of society, such as the scheduled castes and scheduled tribes. Next, this allows these groups to participate in running of the government. Moral reason: power sharing upholds the spirit of democracy. The citizens too have a stake in governance. Citizens can come together to debate and criticize the policies and decisions of the government. This is this in turn puts pressure on the government to rethink its policies and reconsider its decision. Or B. Explain the characteristics of a national party. You have to write the characteristics of a national party. A national party is a political organization that operates across an entire country. It aims to represent a wide range of people and interests. National parties have a formal structure with local, state, and national levels. They organize elections and select candidates to run for public office. These parties often create a platform which is set of beliefs and goals. They work to gain support from voters through campaigns and rallies. National parties usually have significant influence on government policies and decisions. Lastly, they often seek to unite various groups under a common vision for the country. 33. Question number 33. A. Locate the following in the given outline of the India. Locate the following in the given outline map of India. 1 to 4 or 5 to 8. You have to locate in this India map. Next B. Locate the following in given map of world. 1 to 4 or 5 to 8. You have to locate in this old map. Okay. In next video we are going to discuss model paper 3. Thank you for watching.